unit on rates and ratios, and we were focusing on this goal right here where we were finding a percent of a quantity as a rate per 100. So today we're going to review that and we're going to explore that goal a little more. You're going to have a card. Now your card is going to be very different than somebody else's card in your team. Your goal, when I say go, is to look at your card, you're going to stand up, and you're going to make a group with other people in this class. Now your group could be 2 people, could be 3, could be 4, I don't know. You're going to have to determine how big or how small your group is based on the information in your card. Once you find your group, we're going to go over to this white table. We're going to grab some tape, and then we're just going to clump together the information from our group. So for example, Trevor, if your information is grouped up with Audrey's information, then your 2 cards will be right here in a group so that we can discuss it at the end. Okay? Any questions on what we're doing? All right. Everybody's going to get a card. You can look at your card. And then when I say go, we're all going to find our groups. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're very welcome. I'm going to give you this one here. I guess I'm going to have to stand. Joseph, I'm going to give you 2 cards. So you'll be forming a group with multiple. You'll have 2 groups. All right, everybody look at your card. And everybody may stand and find their group based on their information. Now I do have a card, but I don't want to say too much. So if you guys just want to look at my card, that's great.
10%. Move the decimal over 2 times. It's 10%. And move it over twice. So to make the decimal, you move the percent sign over twice to make the decimal.
You have to justify it. So if you group and you've made the entire group, then grab the tape and then we're going to clump it together on the whiteboard because we're going to discuss it. But I think that's my card set. So did you find your other?
No, we're still looking for the other.
What did you say? There.
Okay.
I don't know. I haven't said a word.
No, that makes sense. No, it says what percentage you get wrong.
Blessing. When this cannot turn into 100, what do you do with the numerator and the denominator?
Do you know what the word was for?
Who goes inside? Who goes on the outside? Okay. In 180, right? Sounds good to me. Please take. and help these ladies. We might want to collaborate with them. We might want to help them figure out what group they belong to. So come on.
It's 12.5 times 5.
Priya, it's more the Y. Because if she goes up there and tells me that, I'm going to need a Y.
Okay. It's 5 times 8.
Priya, make sure she understands the Y.
62.5.
We got that.
You have to divide
So what's 1 8? Oh, oops.
1 8 is 12.5.
And how many do they need? How many addition we left to make 7 8? 6. What? What's 8 minus 7?
1.
What's 12.5 times 1? Exactly.
Okay, so
Why
then
four?
we do 7 eighths. 12.5.
All right, fabulous. I need everybody to kind of stand right here. And then I need my 10% people up there. Hey. All right, 10% people. What is your word problem? What does it say?
Imani made 7 out of 10 free throws. 9 out of 10 free throws. What percentage did he miss?
So let's talk about why we put that up there.
Because 1/10 is 10%, so you have to multiply that by 9, which would be 90%. So, and you have to get the 100% and subtract 90, which is 10.
So BJ, when he shot 9 out of 10 free throws, what was his percentage of what he made?
90%.
Beautiful. But what did it ask? The question asked what?
What percent did you miss?
So we
10%.
beautiful job. All right, fabulous. I need the 25% people up there. Oh, I think I was in that group, but I can't say much. I'll just stand here. All right, here we go. Question says, Cullen.
That's an answer 3/4 of the question on a test correctly. What percent did she answer incorrectly?
So we have to be careful with a question like this because if she answered 3/4 of the test correctly, then what did she really get on the test? Tell me. 75%, but that's not what the question asked. The question asked, what percent did she answer incorrectly? So, what do we do to get 25%? What do you typically get on a test? What should you typically get on a test? 100. So based on our learning goal here to rate for 100, if she really made 75, and the goal is always 100, then how do we get this? Do we know what she answered correctly? What she answered correctly? 75. So what do we do with the 100 and the 75 to get to 25%? Subtract it. And that's what she missed. Beautiful. All right, let's get 62.5% people up here. All right, one of you beautiful people read the question for us.
Josiah made 5 of his 8 free throws. What was his percentage?
Based on our learning goal, that 8 as a denominator, it's really difficult to get it as a rate per 100. So I wonder what happens and what do we have to do when the denominator easily doesn't become 100? You divide. What are you doing? 5 divided by 8? There are different ways of doing this.
8 divided by 100.
Okay, so go ahead and do that on the board for us so we can all see what you're doing on your paper. You guys in this group can help him.
Oh, okay. So 8 times 2 equals 16. Yeah, but it doesn't match up with that. Yeah, I mean, 82 and 16 and 4. And then put a decimal on 0. And then 11.
Okay, so that's 12.5% for what?
For 8 to get to 100.
Okay, so for 1/8. But he made 5 of his 8 free throws.
To multiply 5.5 and 5.
Okay, so 12.5 times 5. All right, give that group a round of applause. That's perfect, just leave it up there. I need my 80% people up there, please. And I need one person to read the question.
Milani missed one-fifth of the video. What percentage of the video did she watch?
How does that become 80%?
Because it's asking what percentage of the video did she watch. So you would, 1/5 equals, you can turn it into 20 100ths, and so 100 minus 20 is 80.
Okay, beautiful. I need everyone in second period to go ahead and make it rain. When we have a denominator of 5, what do we do?
20, 40, 60, 80, 100.
Nice job. So we know that it was 100% minus 20%, giving us the 80%. Beautiful. All right, I need my 67% people up there. And my 67% people, what is the word problem there?
Miguel answered 2/3 of the questions on a test correctly. What was his percentage?
So how do we get 67%?
Because when you divide, I think it's 3 by 2, and you do the division. When you do it, that's what 1/3 is out of 100, 0.33333, and 2/3 would be 0.6666667. And you look at the last two digits. I always look at the last 2 digits of the number to find it, and that would be 67, and that's how you get that.
Okay, so you rounded it. What if somebody doesn't know that common percent is 0.3333 or 0.66667? What would they have to do, Riley? Go for it.
They could, if it was just 2/3, I'm just using 2/3. If it was 2/3, they would do 2 divided by 3.
Okay, so you want to do that for us very quickly to prove it? What I love is that you guys understand where the numerator goes and the denominator goes, and that's really important. What do we do when we see that repeating decimal? Beautiful job. We give it that bar, and that bar indicates that the 6 is going to continue going and repeating itself. Do you guys remember when we typed in 2 divided by 3 in the calculator? What do we get? Good, so that makes it rounded to 67%. You guys did a beautiful job. I need my 12.5% people up here. All right, can somebody read the question for us?
We answered 7 of the 8 questions on a test correctly. What percentage of the test did she answer incorrectly?
Okay, so again, we have to first determine what is 7/8 as a percent. So how do we figure that out?
We divide 8 into 7. Add 0. That equals 8.
What would you caution somebody on? How could they misinterpret this question? How could they miss it?
Well, because they have to move the decimal point over twice to make it a percent. To find out the percent, what percent is incorrectly answered, but this does not go with this answer. This does right here.
What do we know so far? We know that she answered what percent correct?
Because if she answered 8, 87.5% correct.
Okay. And if we want to know what she answered incorrectly,
We have to subtract this by 100 to
from 100. Oh, we're practicing that other standard where we line up our decimal points.
so this also equals this, and so forth this does equal this. Thank you.
The initial 12.5%, I'm with you.
They both equal.
That makes you an expert master teacher when you can explain it and prove it that way. Beautiful job. You guys want to add anything? How else?
Same way Chase did.
Oh, okay, so doing the 1/8.
Or you can take the one, you can take this, and 0 makes it move over here, and you have your answer.
Okay, I see what you're saying. So just getting a 1/8 of the test that she missed.
Right.
All right, beautiful. All right, I need my 60% people up there. All right, who's going to read it? Go for it.
Audrey has 60 cent. What is this amount as a percent?
How do we figure this out?
You would have to move the decimal over twice.
Okay, so to make a decimal percent, you move it over twice. Any other way we could have figured that out?
That's where.
Based on our learning goal, finding a percent of a quantity as a rate per 100.
You could put 60 over 100, and then given this one is 1 from 100, it would be
5/5? You're trying to get what? 60 over 100 in simplest form? Write it on the board. 60 over 100. What trick do you know? Okay, so you want to do 5 as a common factor? Okay.
So if you divide 5 by 100, you get 20,
Okay.
and another 20 would go 63 times.
Then you'd have 3/20ths. So that can't work. Help her.
10. If you divide 100 by 20, it would equal 5. And then if you would divide 60
So 20 might be your greatest common factor. All right, what else can we do with those zeros to make it easy, to make our life easier?
You could take one out.
You could take one out from the
16.
numerator.
And then you could simplify it. And
Beautiful. All right, 3/5. I want my last group to come on up here, please. And these are my 250% people. Is there such a thing?
Yep.
Oh, explain.
Because in a one hole, it's 100, and since there's two holes, that's 200, and then you have half of a hole, so that's how you got 2.5 to equal 250.
What was the question?
what percentage was
So based on our learning goal, finding a percent of a quantity as a rate per 100, I'm a little confused because shouldn't the denominator be 100?
You have to make the denominator and the multiplying, or you can divide the fraction. But then you're automatically have to do this whole part. And then 25, which is 50.
I'm so confused. 2 doesn't go into 5? What a day.
Goes in the 5 twice, which is 4. Check it. Then put your decimal point. Add a 0. Goes in 5 times. It's 10. You get to the 5, which is 4. And then to get it in percent, you have to move it. 1, 2, and 0.
All right. You have all shown mastery of our learning goal.